Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for hanging out. We got going a little bit late here, but welcome to the weekly webinar series. My name is Daniel Kump. I'm one of your co-hosts, along with Nick Anderson, fresh off the plane from Thailand, all rested and ready to melt some faces off with value. What's going on, Nick?
Doing great, man. Glad to be here with you guys. Right now I'm out in Portland, so, flew in, hung out for a little bit in Boise, and then out here visiting a good friend and business partner, Paul Evacoli. So we're just up in this little conference room right here, right now. We got the whole thing to ourselves, so just ready to throw down for you guys. Got a lot of information, so I want to encourage you guys, for those of you that are brand new, this is your first webinar. Maybe you've been on a few webinars before. A lot of you, are in different companies. It doesn't matter what industry, what niche you're in. The information that we're going to be sharing with you tonight can be applicable for any sort of business, any sort of niche. We got a lot of people that are in different network marketing companies, people that are different, affiliate marketers, anyone that's like a product creator. You're trying to launch your own product. Maybe you're trying to sell more of your books. Basically anything that requires you to build a brand online and you leverage social media to do that. We're going to be sharing you guys exactly the formula that we're using inside of our business right now to produce some pretty crazy results. So if you haven't yet already, grab a notebook, and I got mine right here. Grab a pen to take some notes and go in a quiet room where you got no distractions over the next hour or two. We're going to try and keep this around an hour. Sometimes we go a little bit longer because, we like to rant a little bit. But I know you guys are going to get a lot of value out of it. So excited to be on with you. And, I know Dan is going to throw down as well. So back to you, my man. And if you want to break it down for him, what we're going to be covering tonight.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I know I'm just looking at a couple of the comments over here. Someone saying that the faces are blurry and that it's breaking up. I know, Nick, I can get you loud and clear. I can see you just fine. So what you guys might have to do is maybe just refresh your browser. Try that, but I'm seeing it good on my end. I don't know, Nick, you seen it okay?
Yeah, it's pretty clear on my end as well. Trying to pull up the chat here. Got a little technical difficulties beforehand, but you can never rely on technology sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So guys, just as Nick was saying, hopefully you guys have some paper. Hopefully you guys got a pen, a pencil, whatever you guys feel like typing with. If you have your phone on, please turn it off. If you have other tabs open, just close them out. Just get ready, because we're going to cover some really good information for you guys tonight. And I can tell you for sure that we have a packed fucking house tonight. It is packed. So questions, and that's totally cool. Save all the questions for the end. All right. For the end, we will try to get to every single one. But we're going to cover a lot of information tonight. So really quickly, guys, let me just, my internet webs is a little bit slow here, but just real quick, some of the things that we're going to cover tonight. We're going to go over, obviously, some creative email marketing tips and ideas using Aweber. Now, Nick and I typically use Aweber, but for those of you guys that use MailChimp or GetResponse, then by all means, you can apply these same skills there. We're going to cover the basic of a custom sales funnel using Online Sales Pro, because that's mainly what Nick and I use. We also use ClickFunnels, but for the sake of it, we'll probably stick to Online Sales Pro or just sales funnels in general, and obviously the importance of that. We're also going to cover different social media platforms like YouTube, because video marketing is literally probably the #1 source for social media marketing right now. And we're also going to talk about some personal development, and we're also going to talk about having a good, solid daily routine, because if you don't have a good daily routine, it's really tough to be consistent, and it's tough to get results when you're not consistent. Parker, yes, this will be recorded. Every single webinar that we do gets recorded to my YouTube channel. So literally right after this broadcast is over, look on my YouTube channel and you will see the webinar right there. That being said, if you guys are fired up, man, we got a lot of activity going on in the chat box. Just write fired up. Let me hear you guys. Just say fired up. Blow that chat box up, man. Let's get this puppy going. Oh, I got my tea. I'm ready to go.
All right, all right. I'm trying to get the chat box working for me too, so I can see everyone's comments in here.
Oh, here we go. Fired up, fired up, fired up.
Sweet.
Rich is fired up. Manny's fired. Oh my God. Here we go. I can't even keep up with the names. I'm not I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, you guys are blowing it up. That's awesome, man. Nick, can you see the chat box on your end?
Yep, I think we're good now. Got everyone commenting in. Awesome, guys. Also, let us know where you're Skyping in from.
All right, cool. So I think that so first things first is obviously some email marketing, and I guess what I could do is I'm going to talk to you guys about some email marketing basics. But what I also want you guys to do is what I also might do for you guys is, man, you guys are still going. It's crazy. You guys are from everywhere: Florida, Tennessee, Toronto, Argentina. That's awesome. Netherlands, Venezuela, Toronto again, Alberta, Houston, Texas. Go Pats. Sorry. Ready? Montreal, Portland, Saskatchewan, Germany. That's awesome, man. Love it. Love it. Singapore. What's up, Andrea? South Africa. Very nice. Very nice. New Jersey. Cool, man. All right. So one of the, I think the biggest and most difficult things out there is creating content on a daily basis. And I know for myself, I used to struggle with it big time. And when you listen to a lot of the email marketing gurus out there, especially the people that build really big lists, people like Daniel Levis or Igor Kheifets, and that's a note too, if you guys write that name down. If you guys don't know the name Igor Kheifets, you guys can Google him, but he's a big list builder. He also markets his own solo ads. So he markets solo ads. He is a solo ad provider. But he also has podcasts that are available. If you guys go to Google Play or go to the App Store, you can download his podcasts, and I'd say, probably on average, he does about like 3 to 5 per week on any given week, but they are packed with value. And I would highly suggest that if you guys can, subscribe to those podcasts and just listen in whenever you guys get a chance. If you're in your car on your way to work, if you're jogging, if you're doing whatever you're doing. But listen to Igor Kheifets' podcast because they're really good. And again, they're packed with value. I've learned several tips myself that I've applied to my own business. Actually, the webinar that we're doing right now is based off something that I learned about 4 months ago off of one of his podcasts. And how Nick and I structure some of the webinars is based on information that we learned on one of those podcasts, which is pretty cool. Now, a lot of the times, these big email marketers will tell you to email your list once a day. And I get that question all the time, Nick. I'm sure you do as well. But a lot of people will say, how often should I email my list? At minimum, you guys should be emailing your list once per day. Now, for me, I know everybody does it a little bit different. For me, I like to email my list at 5 a.m. And the reason why I choose that, the psychology behind that is most of us, I know for me, like in the morning, when I get up, and I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of people, this thing right here, this is called the Matrix. It's like, it's like Neo plugging in and plugging out of the Matrix. So a lot of the times when the average person gets up, they stumble into the bathroom, they start getting ready for their day, going to work, doing whatever, they start brushing their teeth. What's the first thing they do is they plug back into the Matrix. They start flipping through their Facebook. They start checking their email. They start plugging back into society. Now, do that. For me, I like to have an email just waiting for them right there every single day. So it's kind of like, and for me, it's all about consistency. And I've been emailing my list at 5 a.m. probably for the last 3 or 4 months. And I do it every single day. Now, the other thing that helps me too, now you guys can choose different times. You guys can pick whatever's going to work best for you. But the other thing that I like to do is I'll typically do it on like a Sunday afternoon, especially this time of year. If I'm sitting and I'm watching football, although not this Sunday while I'm watching the Patriots play, because I'm going to be a little too nervous to be typing up emails. But typically once or twice a week, typically like on a Sunday And then maybe on like a Friday or something like that, what I'll do is what I like to call like chunking. I do big chunks of emails where I'll sit down and I'll write, 3 or 4 days worth of emails all at once. And then I just kind of get them all out of the way. And for me, one of the easiest ways that I do that is I subscribe to like, I'd say probably 4 or 5, top marketers that are in my niche. Some of the people that are, in Digital Altitude that Nick and I are with, some of the people that are outside of Digital Altitude. Igor Kafitz is also one of them. And there's a couple other people out there. And what I do is I have just a regular Gmail account. I don't have any funky email address. I have a regular Gmail account. And what I did is I just created a folder called Swipe Copy. So what I do is anytime I get an email from somebody on one of the lists that I'm subscribed to, I'll just give their email a quick read. And as long as it looks like it could be content that I could use at some point, or if there's any good ideas in there, what I'll do is I'll just take it and I'll click it and I'll drag it and I'll bring it into that Swipe Copy folder. So that way, once or twice a week when I go to sit down and I go to start writing my emails, what I will do is I'll just literally open up that folder and then boom, I'm just getting ideas left and right. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste that into my, if I start a new email, I'll just copy and paste that in there. And then I'll probably change 40% of the email around. I'll make it my own, change the call to action, obviously change the links. But that's a quick and easy way for you guys to get really good at sending emails out on a consistent basis.
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, those are some really, really good tips there. And I want to dive into a little bit more of a reason why you want to be doing this, because when we get into the tactics and the know-how and the strategies, if you don't have the backing behind it, there's not as much texture, not as much depth that goes into your actions behind the work that you take. So just to rewind things back a little bit, when I started hearing about email marketing, I knew that large corporations, large companies did it, like Amazon.com, eBay, Nike, all those things, but I didn't know how it would pertain to network marketing or affiliate marketing. Back in like 2012, you guys, I remember when we were doing only offline marketing, cold prospecting, handing out business cards, chasing friends and family, and doing the home events, the meetings, and that stuff was duplicating. It was working, but it wasn't as much leverage. You know how when we talk about, working a 9-to-5 versus, being your own boss, how, when you're working a 9-to-5, you don't like it, kind of feels like you're a hamster spinning on a wheel, where in a way, when you join a network marketing company and you start doing certain methods of building your business, it feels like you're spinning on another wheel, and people go years at a time, without getting any traction in their business. They might build a team of like, 50, 100 people. The next month, some people will quit. Next month they rebuild, then people quit, then they rebuild, people quit, then retention goes down. And pretty soon, like 5 years go by and people are still preaching this same thing, like it's a 3 to 5 year plan to never have to work a day again in your life. Then 3 to 5 years go by and they're still preaching that it's a 3 to 5 year plan, right? And, we kind of hear the same regurgitated stuff. So when I started getting into online marketing, I really saw a platform to be able to, expand, and get off that wheel to where you could have true leverage, right? True automation, true residual income, because residual income in a way, it's a myth, right? Because one month you might make, hit like a bonus check and then have some residual going in your business. And the next month, some people in your team might quit. So the only way to be able to maintain your income in this day and age in network marketing companies is personal production, you guys. And then being able to build a team and duplicate your own personal production onto other people and teach them how to do the same thing. So through online marketing, I came across one guy, his name was Mike Dillard, right? And I read his book, Magnetic Sponsoring. So if you guys want to write that down, this was like the very first book that I read about attraction marketing. And as I started diving more into, that book and that concept, came across email marketing. I was like, okay, I could see how this would make sense to be able to leverage for my follow-up, because in network marketing, it's not the strategies, it's not the tactics that work. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. It's not the strategies or the tactics that work. So let me give you an example, right? Prospecting is a strategy and that's a tactic. That's not what works. It's the principle behind that, okay? So the principle is more exposure, right, to your business. So when you prospect someone, you get them to show up to a home event or a meeting offline, right? Well, if you're doing it online, you're just getting exposure to get people to see a sales video or a presentation. Now, after they show up to a home event or a meeting, or they watch a presentation, you want to follow up with them after that. So most people will say that you want to follow up, get them back to another meeting, back to another event, a Super Saturday where you can answer their questions, or get them back to your sales presentation or back to follow-up videos, right? So you're just re-exposing and you're following up with them. So I saw email marketing as a way to follow up with a mass amount of people, right? Because you can only communicate with so many people on a one-to-one basis or a face-to-face basis, right? You might be able to pack a room, like the room that we're in right now. If we wanted to do a home event in here, we could probably pack it with like, 30, 40 people, shoulder to shoulder in the back. But I can make one video, email it out to a list that I have of over 25,000 people. And let's say 4,000 of them see it right on the spot. Right? That's 4,000 views in a matter of like 10, 20 minutes that it takes me to create the video and email it out, right? So I really want you guys to paint the picture and to see the bigger picture of the reason why you want to start diving into this method of online marketing and understand that it's possible, right? So what Dan was saying, when you're brand new and you're just starting out, you're wondering, okay, I don't have any results, number one, right? So what am I supposed to share with people? I don't know what to say, number two. So, I don't even know how to create the emails. So what exactly do you do? Well, the main thing that I was doing when I was starting out, and Dan just said this, is copying other people, right? It's not what, you do that works. It's what other people are doing that's working. So if you say what people say, you do what they do, you get what they get, right? That's kind of like one of those things that people say in network marketing all the time, but it's so true. So what I was doing when I was starting, I was studying like Igor Kafet. I would study Mike Dillard. You'd study, Frank Kern, you study Dan Kennedy, you study all these other top marketers, you got like Diane Hockman, you got Russell Brunson, you got all these people, and then you would model your own marketing style and you kind of create your own style based upon theirs. Like Eric Worre, I remember one video, he was saying that when he was giving his speeches, and this can pertain, it's the principle, like I was saying, it's not the strategy, but when he was giving his speeches, he would pretty much copy what his upline was saying and then add in his own style over time. So in your own emails, you guys kind of want to do the same thing. You can copy and paste and then add in your own personal stories that make sense to you. And then as you start to get more experience, it's going to be effortless. It's going to be effortless to be able to create your own messages and your own campaigns to send out to people. But before diving too in depth for that, we're going to go over a lot of different things with you guys here. It's going to be I wouldn't say it's too difficult to go too in depth on every single thing because we have a lot we want to talk about, but we want to cover like the principles behind each little thing, as far as email marketing, like social media goes and all this good stuff. But, I have a few things written down here, so I don't want to get too all over the place with you guys. I'm going to pass it back over to Dan. And then Dan, if you want to screen share, maybe give them a few examples of how you're doing it with your AWeber, because the thing I respect about you, man, the thing that I love about your content is you're just super consistent. And that's why you're getting the results that you're getting right now in Digital Altitude and Online Sales Pro as well.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I can show you that probably pretty quick. And if you want, what I'll do is we did this on another webinar, and I think it was pretty helpful. But what I'll do is I'll actually write an email right in front of you guys, kind of see what we're doing here. And I'll try not to get too heavy into hyperlinks and all that other crap, but I can just give you guys a quick example. Give me 2 seconds. Let me actually just pull up my file.
And while you're pulling all that up, man, I want to give you guys like a quick little understanding here, okay? Because a lot of you are still doing offline. We're not here to down on offline marketing at all. Keep doing it if it's working for you. I just want to give you guys a little perspective real quick while he's pulling that up. When I was doing offline marketing, within 14 months of building my first business, only sponsored 12 people. It was like hustling nonstop, like over 14 hours per day, just going out there and like even like messaging people on Facebook here and there. And all 12 of the people quit within the first 6 months, but was able to duplicate that. Now, when I started learning email marketing and how to be able to build a following on social media, build sales funnels, do all this online marketing stuff, completely transitioned to online and stopped doing the home events, stopped doing the meetings, and just said to myself, I wonder what would happen if I stopped doing the stuff that my upline said only works, right? and started doing the stuff that all these people that were making 6 and 7 figure online were saying works. Now, well, here's what happened. It was crazy. When I joined my second business, I just did all like YouTube marketing, which we're going to talk about in a little bit as well, email marketing and sales funnels, right? And then just leveraging like Facebook too, and was able to sponsor 324 people in less than 12 months, right? So the results there are dramatically different. And a lot of people are wondering, well, how is that even possible, right? You know, how's that even possible? I just focus on some certain principles and stay consistent on a daily basis, because it's just a combination of two things, right? The amount of action that you're taking on a daily basis and the mindset that you have behind that action that you're taking. You know, so as long as you continue to improve each, you take more action, you improve your mindset, so your action becomes more calculated, and you improve upon certain strategies and tactics, you know, then your results are just going to keep going up and up and up. See, the problem that people face is where they stay stagnant is because they're doing the same repetitive things over and over and over again, you know, that don't work in the first place, and they're not changing their mindset, right? So the negativity goes into those actions, and then they start talking down upon themselves. They're like, well, this doesn't really work, you know, but my upline says I need to do this, so I'm going to keep doing it. Well, they feel negative when they're putting in the work. So that negative emotion, you know, just fuels, you know, the negative results, and it just keeps compounding upon itself. So I really want you guys to focus on improving, you know, your emotions as you start putting in more work. So do certain things on a daily basis, like, you know, meditation, listening to audios. We're going to recommend some good books for you guys and some good people to listen to, you know, like 24/7, you know, not necessarily 24/7, but whenever I'm like out and about or something, I'll have like little iPod headphones in, and I'm like listening to, you know, Jim Rohn, Bob Proctor, Anthony Robbins, little podcasts like Igor K-Fetz, always improving my mindset, because your mind's like a muscle, right? If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And you can tell this with people that, you know, stop studying stuff over time. They just kind of like let themselves go. It's just like people that let their bodies go, right? You know, they just sit, they become complacent. If you stay active, if you stay fit in the gym, just like staying active, you know, with audios in your mind, your business, you're going to stay at the forefront of everything, you know? So Dan, do you have that up right now, man?
Yeah, I can rock this too. And it's funny, I actually just started yesterday. I was starting to listen again, I don't know, probably for the 5th or 6th time, listening to The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, which was a golden nugget right there. So hey guys, just do me a favor. We're getting a decent amount of questions over here in the chat box. Just, if you don't mind, just save them till the end, and we'll try to answer every single question. Because right now, I want you guys to really focus on the content that we're going to do. And I'm gonna screen share with you guys, and I'm gonna drop about 9 different golden nuggets for you guys that all have to do with my personal email writing process. And if you can just take some of this and apply it, it should help you guys out. So just kind of hang tight, and I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And Nick, if you have any questions or need to go over anything at any point, just yell out. Other than that, Nick, you see my screen?
Yep, we got it up.
All right, cool. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to plop over into Aweber. Okay. So again, Nick and I mainly use Aweber. You guys can use whatever you want. You guys can get the general principle. So an email here right from scratch, and hopefully my internet webs will want to keep up, because my Wi-Fi was acting real funky, and I'm on my phone's hotspot, so hopefully that works. Now, just food for thought, and I'm going to move through this pretty quick. And again, if you guys want to see this again, it'll be recorded on my YouTube channel. You guys will be able to watch this over and over and over again. But for me, I structure every single email exactly the same way, and I start and I end the exact same way. So for me, it's all about consistency. So I would just, I mean, man, if you guys can just get good at anything, just get good at being consistent. And that's a lot of the times, like, that's kind of what we're about here, is just developing some good routines. And I know that was one of the last things on the list that we had mentioned, but the better routines you guys can build for yourself, the better off you're going to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of I'm just moving really quick here, but what I'll do is I'm going to walk you through every step of what I'm doing and also why I do it. All right, so for this, let's see, I just want to make sure that I'm grabbing the right here. I know it might seem like I'm going pretty quick, but I am.
And that's the cool thing about Aweber too, is it's just drag and drop. You guys see on the left, you know, you can add your own headlines, paragraphs, images, little video links, a button, you know, let's say like coupons, logos, signature, all this stuff. So it works for any sort of business. You know, like most top marketers out there use this service here, so it comes in handy. And you also see like, you know, the little pictures that he's uploading. If you guys go to Fiverr.com, I'm just going to throw this real quick.
Yeah, like this logo right here.
Yeah. Did you get that edited on Fiverr? Or did you edit that yourself in?
Nope, I did it on Fiverr. I just sent them this image, and it was actually, believe it or not, it was one of your pictures that I got this kind of grayed out box and text from, and obviously it just made it my own.
Sweet.
Here's do right.
Perfect. That's awesome.
All right, so here we go. This is how I structure every single one of my emails: picture, content, and then another picture. So I use 3 pictures, and whatever picture I'm going to put here typically has to do with what the content is, okay? And this image right here, again, like we said, I got this made at Fiverr. I had this picture taken actually in October while my wife and I were out at the Digital Altitude Mastery Marketing event. We took an extra day out there and we drove out, rented a Harley, went out to the Grand Canyon, and I'm actually standing on the Skywalk, which is a glass bridge that floats 4,000 feet above the Colorado River. It's pretty. But anyway, so typically what I'll do is I'll just make this link with whatever business that I'm marketing, whether it's Online Sales Pro, Enagic, Digital Altitude, whatever it is, I'm going to put that link here. So for me, the link that I grabbed was just this little video that I made here. This is the Online Sales Pro video on a very clean, simple page. So when people click on my picture, that's where that's going to go. And now this is a little golden nugget here for anyone, for all you guys that use a Facebook fan page, okay? What I was doing originally is I was using my regular personal Facebook page, but I started using my actual fan page because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build my audience so that way anytime I want to boost a post, anytime I want to do any kind of additional marketing, I'm trying to build my brand and trying to build my following. So I send this link to my Facebook fan page so people can connect with me there. Every single email starts off with, "Hey, Daniel here." Every single email ends with, "To your massive success." And now 2017 is literally the basis, you know, the actual foundation for every single one of my emails. Now, here, you guys can see that I have an email folder called Swipe Copy. There's literally probably hundreds of emails in here. Michael Force, who happens to be the CEO of Digital Altitude, also happens to be a really good, but although I think it's probably Dallas that's doing his emails for him. But I'm going to show you guys something really cool, okay? So Michael typically lays out his emails almost in the same form where he goes content, picture, content. So I'm going to do something similar, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag this, right? Copy that, come over into Aweber, boom, paste it, that's it. Now the only other thing I'll do is I'll select all of it. I like to make the font nice and big, and I like Tahoma. Don't ask me why I like Tahoma. I think that was actually a Dan Kennedy and Mike Dillard thing when I was listening to Magnetic Sponsoring, because they originally said that when they do their copy, they use Tahoma. So I think that's why I've always done it. All right, so that's the top half. We're going to go back. We're going to grab the bottom half. Okay, Copy that. I'm not getting his tagline because that's his. I have mine, so we'll leave it at that. Right in here, give myself a little space. Spacing's good. Again, select it. Change the font size, change the actual font. Now, you can do one of two things. For myself and Nick, or anybody that's in Digital Altitude, this link is hyperlinked to the Digital Altitude blog, but I'm actually going to do something a little bit different, and it's a little bit of a copy here, but hopefully Michael won't be too upset. I think he'll get over it. So now I'm opening up the actual blog itself, okay? So what I'm gonna do, really just click and drag, and this is, you guys can do this if you want, but I think this is, so I'm gonna copy that, right? I've already got a document open. I just went to Google Docs, really easy to use. Oh man, hang on. Meant to do it down here, my B. So paste that there. We're going to change this to 5 ways. That's the name of the doc. Really, that's going to save automatically to my Google Drive, right? 5 ways, there it is. I'm going to grab the link, copy that, go back to Aweber, double click on this, get rid of the old link, put in the Google Drive link. Boom. Same thing down here. Get rid of that link, put in the Google Drive link. Now what I've done is I can literally just go like this. How cool is that? So now I'm giving them value, right? So 5 ways to become mentally tougher. Grab your free report. Oh, cool. There's a PDF. I can print it out. So just something quick and easy. I only do it up here. I don't do it down here because they get the point. You can see that. Now here's another little trick, okay? So once I actually open up the blog itself, if you guys want to write this down, there's a site that I like to use of images. It's called Imgur, I-M-G-U-R. You can create a free account, absolutely free to use, no charge. And you can actually save a lot of photos here rather than using up the storage on your computer, okay? So in order to save that photo, I have a MacBook. I don't know what you guys use, but I'm sure you have some type of software or some type of capture where you can just do a screen selection. So I'm just going to grab this image. And you, honestly, guys, you could use any image that you want. I'm just showing you guys a little trick right here. We'll just call this DA. You can name it whatever the hell you want. So once you save it to your computer, just go over to Imgur, okay? Add image. Pull it right from here, DA, there it is. Just give that a second to load. As you guys can see, I save a lot of images on here, and then boom, there's the image. You grab the direct link, copy that, come back over, image URL, paste it in there. Sometimes it pastes really big, but that's okay. You can just grab this corner and down. And before it opens back up, I always like to try to save it. Now, again, where do I want to send people there? I could send them to the same link, but I'm actually going to, the idea here is to get people into Digital Altitude. So I'm just going to show them a video if they happen to click on that link. I have my picture content, picture outline done. I give them value. So you guys got to remember that most emails on what you want to try to do is the 80-20 rule. And again, write this down. 80-20, 80% value, 20% pitch, okay? So typically what I'll do is now at the end of it, I'll throw some type of call to action based off of the last couple of lines. So something like, oops. So real quick, watch this video, hyperlink that. I'm going to use the same video that I just got from Online Sales Pro, and then create your free account here. Boom. I don't think I have DA up. Stand by. Stand by. Let's see. Nick, you going to Disney World?
I don't know about that, man. I can't stand the long lines.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it, dude.
I was there when I was a kid. We just rode the Tower of Terror over and over and over again.
Space Mountain over and over again.
Yeah.
All right. So create your free account here. People like free. Boom. Now, super, super important. If you guys, depending on what your business is, if you guys have the opportunity to tag, okay, you want to know where your leads are coming from or where your people are coming from. So the title of this email is 5 ways to become mentally tougher. So I'm just going to, anytime you see this and T equals, that's a tag. 5 ways. Okay. And then save that. And one of the reasons why we do that, so if I were to go into, just to give you guys an example, if I go to my business and I go down into my team, what you guys know is you see all these different tags in here: Facebook, OSP, self, funnel. Every single person that joins me in Digital Altitude, I know where they come from. So like these two right here, Lance, that was an email, congrats, that was an email, congrats to, that was an email. So you always want to tag your link if whatever your opportunity is. That way you know where everybody's coming from. And the one, now, so other than that, this email is pretty much ready to go. The only other thing I would do is literally, I'm just gonna copy that. Here's my subject line, boom. And just for sake of saving time, the only thing that you want to do before you send every single email, before you save it, is you just want to go to preview and test, send it to yourself, and then you just want to double check all of your links. Make sure all of your links go exactly where they need to. So guys, real quick cap, you know, picture, content, picture, and the picture kind of has the same theme as content, right? The middle picture, the top and bottom picture, always the same, every single email. I'm giving people value. I just gave people a 5-point PDF that they can print out, write notes on, do whatever they need. So there's the value, 80% value. And then right at the end, there's the 20% call to action. Watch this video and create your free account. Cool. And I tied it right into the content itself. All right. And then Imager, if you guys want to save images, imgur.com. That's a free service. You guys can use that. But that's how I create every single email, just like that. Pretty simple to do.
Awesome. That's perfect, man. And one key point too, this kind of like flies over some people's heads. It's so simple though, is your image. Notice how he's outside in some cool location. So if you guys aren't near the beach or anything, but you have a mountain range near you, you can go climb to the top of the mountain range and take a picture at the top, you know, or something simple of you just like in a, you know, exotic looking spot. I'd say stay away from standing in front of luxury cars because that's so typical and cliche of network marketers to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I like to show like lifestyle of, you know, being like out and about. Maybe you're like on the ski hill or something like that on the lift, like you're with your boyfriend or girlfriend, husband or wife, with your family. If you're a family person, like Dan is, you know, or you just, you know, at the Grand Canyon or something like that. So like a picture like this, you know, just hanging out like that, that would work really well at the top of your emails, but something to catch. The reason why Dan does that is to catch their attention first and foremost, instead of just text first off. But whatever format you guys find works best for you, then you can simply copy and paste that for every single email, then just have the content be different. But one little thing Dan said while he was going through that was 80 80-20 rule, right? So you have 80% value, 20% pitch, and I just typed it up there, but you could do that in every email. So like 80% of the email in itself could be value, and the last 20% could be a pitch. So the pitch could be to attend a webinar. It could be to watch a video that leads them through your sales funnel. It could be to, you know, check out like a little blog post that you did, which leads them through your sales funnel again, right? You could do that in every email, or you could do it this way, right? So out of, let's say 10 emails, right? So 10 days, because you should be emailing your list every day. 8 emails. So for the first 8 days that someone subscribes to your list, you could do just straight value every single day. So one of them could be like the top 5 podcasts to listen to give yourself a millionaire mindset, right? So something like that. And then just give them the top 5 people's podcasts, right? One of them could be your podcast as self-promotion right there. One of your teammates' podcasts is team promotion right there too. You know, another one could be like 5 tips to, you know, become a better presenter. You know, 5 tips to become a better prospector, right? How to host a home event, right? It doesn't have to just be online, you know, just tips in general to help your target market. So every email could have a different topic. And then let's say day number 9 and day number 10 could be the pitch. Like day number 9 could be warming them up for day number 10 as well. So warming them up in a way which we're saying, hey, listen, you know, over the last 8 days, I've pretty much given you, you know, the key to the vault here. I've given you, you know, the treasure chest or whatever analogy we want to use. You know, tomorrow I'm going to be hooking you up, you know, with some even more value. But on top of that, I really would love your feedback about, you know, the business that I'm launching. You know, it doesn't matter to me whether you join or not. What matters to me is your, you know, your feedback. You know, it's a good term right there. What matters to me is your feedback and your thoughts on this. If you do decide to lock arms, I just want to let you know, however, that we're going to be launching this worldwide. And if you want to position yourself and work with me personally, then I'd be glad to help you reach to the top of the mountain together. And because you've given them so much value, naturally people are going to want to join you, right? It's just natural inclination. It's the law of reciprocity, okay? So for those of you that don't know what that is, it simply means when you give something to someone unconsciously, they feel a deep down desire to give something back to you in return. So let me give you an example, right? So Christmas time. If you guys, you know, go and meet up with your relatives, let's say one of your cousin brings a gift for you and the gift is super nice, right? You know, so it's an awesome gift, like you love it. And let's say you didn't get something for them. Maybe you forgot, or like you didn't know that you're supposed to get something for them if you have a massive family or something like that. So you kind of feel that the next time you meet up at either a family reunion or something like that, you have to bring a gift to kind of repay the favor. Or it's just like, you know, when someone holds the door for you, you know, you want to hold the door for them next time. So it's just like, you know, when you give, you're truly receiving, right? So understand this, you guys, because so many people, they just want to take in this industry, right? You know, they just want to get signups. They want to, you know, take people for themselves, for their team and everything. And they're in this scarcity mentality. So if you can transition from the scarcity mentality, this is a mindset shift here that will allow you to have this breakthrough. But when you transition from this scarcity mentality within your marketing, whether it's on social media like Facebook, in your Facebook posts, you know, like I'm looking for 5 people this week to earn an extra $1,000, inbox me if you're interested. You know, that's like a scarcity mentality type post, right? But I've made these posts before, so I know kind of what frame of mind, you know, they're coming from. But if you can transition that and you go into the abundance mentality where there's more than enough people, there's more than enough, you know, business out there, there's more than enough, you know, to be able to, you know, create a long-term sustainable income for yourself, then, you know, you're going to transition from the competition to the cooperative as well. So that's why Dan and I, you know, are co-hosting these webinars. You know, we record them. Dan throws them up on his YouTube. It helps build his brand as well. I come on here, share some value as well with you guys, you know, builds my brand too. So we're all building each other up here. So understand, you guys, if you can collaborate with other leaders too, within like webinars and trainings, that just gives you more content to send out in your emails through Aweber. But before I just keep going on more tangents here, I kind of want to keep this flowing, you guys. So, you know, Aweber, that's on lock. The reason why you guys want to use an email software is super simple. It just allows you to, you know, automate all of your follow-up. You know, I saw some people asking, you know, what is this like automated, or do you have to send every email yourself? You know, you can create the emails yourself and you can save them for a later date. So if you guys like go on YouTube and you type in like Aweber tutorial, it shows you the broadcast feature versus the autoresponder feature. So the autoresponder is just simply when someone subscribes to your list through your capture page. Okay, so they put in their email address on your online sales pro capture page or your ClickFunnels capture page, whatever other service you're using out there. They go into your Aweber and then they start receiving the drip sequence of messages that you've set up in the back office, whether it's like an 8-day sequence, 7-day, 5-day, maybe a 30-day. You can have messages go all the way out for a year, every single day if you wanted to. So like you can literally, like this is how automated you guys can make this. Okay, check this out. So when I was in Thailand, I was there for a little over 2 weeks, and I didn't really do anything in the business other than film videos for marketing for later, for like Facebook ads and things like that you guys have seen on my Facebook wall, right? But while I was out there, I had emails that I created weeks beforehand going out for that week. So people were seeing those emails where I was out, like either on the beach or, you know, like on the subway or going filming at different temples and things like that. People were receiving those emails, they were reading them, and they were literally thinking that I was sending them right there on the spot, when in reality, I might have created them 2 weeks prior to that. So if you create messages, like if you wanted to, okay, you wanted to, this is gonna be a little intense here. You know, I haven't done this, but if you created it out for like 3 months in advance, you guys, every single day, you could go on a vacation for 3 months and come back, and like your income's gonna go through the roof, just because it's like that consistency you put in the start. So it's like we say, you know, you work hard, but you play harder. So it's learning how to leverage your time, effort, and energy, right? So you're still working hard, but it's a leverage type of work. It's a leveraged hustle, you know? So that right there is pretty key. But Dan, if you want to pull up, I'm trying to find this little document that I have, because in order to like go, you know, order by order, I have to write stuff down. Otherwise I just rant, you know? So what was the next thing we wanted to cover with?
Yeah, I know. We had 5 topics we were going to cover, and we've covered 1, and we're already 55 minutes in. So
we might have to kind of like
it's
split
okay.
it up to, you know, another webinar to kind of cover more stuff, because this is, yeah, we have a lot of stuff on here to go through.
Yeah. So the next thing up, I think we covered email marketing pretty good there. Recap real quick. Be consistent. Email once a day minimum. And you know, like I said, I choose email in the morning, and I saw a couple of you guys in the chat box said like, you know, the first thing you do when you get up is you check your phone. A lot of people do that as well. So email in the morning, be consistent, create a swipe copy folder, sign up with, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10 of the top people in your niche, get on their email marketing list if they have a list. If not, go find people that you can relate to, and then just, you know, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, and save up your emails, and then just copy paste, change it, make it your own. And then eventually you'll get to a point when you can just, you know, you can blast out emails. And for me, I like to, like I said earlier, what I do is like chunking. I'll take, you know, 1 or 2 days a week, right? Anywhere between 3 to 4 emails at a time, and I'll stage them over the next few days. And for me, that just, you know, I'm a family guy. I love just hanging out at home, doing my thing, and I don't like to have to sit and constantly work all the time. So it just allows me to time save throughout the week. So just a couple of quick tips and pointers there.
Awesome. Should we dive into social media? What do you guys want to learn about next? Like, I want this to be more interactive. I know you guys are still typing in the chat and going off on this. What do you guys want us to cover? Like some social media things for you, mindset? Like what is it exactly that you guys are looking to learn? Because if we could just go off on any of these topics, but depending on what you guys want to learn about, we can like go into it next. Like if you want to learn like YouTube, you know, that's one big thing that Dan and I have kind of capitalized on. And, you know, I've kind of learned some strategies and are working with some people like on Fiverr right now. I'm testing some stuff out. So before I release this to the public, you guys, I'm testing some stuff out with people that are pros at ranking videos. Like I've got some tactics that I use to rank videos on the first page for different keywords. Like if you go on YouTube and you type in make money on Instagram, I think my videos like in the #1 spot. It might be #1 or #2, but it has like nearly 200,000 views. So if you guys want to learn how to rank videos in that aspect, like we can show you guys how to do that. Instagram marketing is looking like people are saying, as well as YouTube, Instagram, you know, so stay tuned, you guys. Got some stuff behind the scenes as well for Instagram to boost your guys' pages, get your posts on the Explore page. So over the next like couple weeks, we're going to be dropping some stuff with that. So stay tuned. Lots of exciting stuff, you know. While I was out in Thailand, like, you know, it might have seemed like I was like taking a vacation, but the reality is it's like, you know, I don't really take vacations, just work from different locations. And that's what I really want you guys to understand in business. You know, it's like a lot of people, they'll work hard, then they'll go take a break from their work. It's like, if you love what you do, then everywhere you're going, you're always thinking about marketing. You're always thinking about ways to improve your business. You're always, you know, whether you're working on it, if you're not working, you're thinking of ways in which you can improve your work and you can improve your hustle, you know? So it's the 24/7 grind, both mentally and physically, right? Okay, SEO. There's a lot of stuff, you guys. Instagram, Facebook marketing. I mean, we've done past webinars on Facebook. There was a really, really good webinar that was done with Facebook ads that you guys can check out. If you subscribe to Dan's YouTube channel, go through the past webinars, and one of them on the Facebook ads. What was his name again? It was Brian, right?
Brian Dixon.
Brian. Yeah, Brian Dixon. So he ran through his whole strategy, multiple six-figure earner on what he does for Facebook ads. So if you guys follow that, as well as in the back office of your online sales pro account, you can see the Facebook strategy that Joel uses. And Joel's like running most of the Facebook ads for online sales pro, if not all of them. And he's absolutely crushing it with that too. And same thing with Grady as well. You know, he's one of the leaders in the business for all the morning motivational calls. So stay plugged in with that too, you guys. But let me go ahead and pull up my little notepad here and see some stuff as well. But
I also covered, if anybody's, some people have left comments about what my YouTube channel is. I just dropped it in the chat box, so you guys can click directly on that. But you know, I don't want to get too many people bouncing off of the webinar and getting distracted with other stuff. But also, I think it was at some point last week, I literally did a live hangout that I recorded onto my YouTube channel while I went through my Instagram process. I showed you guys how to use Bitly links to track where your clicks are coming from. I showed you guys how to set up your bio. I showed you guys how to set up a basic sales funnel, Sales Pro, and then how to go after targeting specifically. So if you guys, and that most of that live hangout that I did was all the technical, tactical stuff. So if you guys want some of that, you guys can go check out on my YouTube channel that specific hangout. But if we were to get into that right now, just like the email marketing segment that we just did, that could probably take up easy like another half hour. But did online, I mean, I literally took you through soup to nuts, top to bottom. So if you want, just go watch that.
Definitely. Yeah. And to save some time as well, I'm just going to drop the video showing you guys how to rank YouTube videos. It literally goes through everything that I do for like ranking my videos on the first page for any, not necessarily any keyword, virtually any keyword. So like the ones that are long-tailed. So like the difference between short-tailed, long-tailed keywords is like a short term would be like make money online. That's 3 words, right? So a longer tail would be like how to make money online using Facebook, right? So that's a long-tailed keyword that's easier to rank. So when you guys are new, your main focus is going to be ranking these long-tailed keywords, and it's going to allow your videos to be able to rack up, you know, like a few hundred views per month, and then it starts to grow to where you're going to land videos that are getting like hundreds of views per day, and it starts to stack up to where some videos will be getting thousands of views, thousands of views. So I'm just going to drop that really quick. Save this for the end of the webinar, you guys. Just save the link. Check it out on your own time. But this right here just shows you the ranking strategy. So we don't have to cover it in this because I go through like step by step. I think it's like 20 minutes or so. And, I don't want to go into like, it took some time to edit that. So that video is way better than we could break it down for you right now. Okay. But as far as it goes, I want to break it down even simply for you guys. For those of you wondering, okay, like what's the next step? Like, what do you need to have and what do you need to do to be able to like maintain your, hustle on a daily basis and grow your following at the same time on social media? So the main thing that you want to have is obviously a business that, everyone, wants to become a part of, that has an irresistible offer based on the product that you're selling, right? So if you're selling a product that's in the, weight loss industry, you want to come up with an irresistible offer within your sales funnel that you've created. So to make it even simpler for you guys, like sales funnels are what has taken my game to the next level. If you don't have a sales funnel, then you're literally going to be left in the dust. People out there are just constantly like trying to recruit people by hopping on calls with every single one of them. And while that works, it's not the most efficient use of your time. When I used to live in Seattle back in 2012, I remember we were hopping on Skype calls 24/7, like all day long. Wake up in the morning. Some days would wake up at like 8 a.m. Some days I'd sleep until like noon, because I wasn't working a job at the time. So just depending on when I would wake up, I'd go into the kitchen, make myself some breakfast, right? I'd sit down at the couch with like a big pitcher of water, and then I would hop on one call, and someone on my team, they would like bring on their friend or something in the dorm room in a fraternity or some school or whatever, their parent, whatever it may be, and they would introduce us. Then I'd tell my story, I'd explain the product, I'd explain the offer, I'd tell them how to get started, I'd handle their objections, answer their questions, and then, most of the time, you could close like, 1 to 3 people out of 10. Anything over 3 takes some particular genius, like Jim Rohn says, to be able to do that. So like, 10 to 30, if you could bat 300, you know, in the MLB, you get paid over $4 million per year. That means you're out 7 out of 10 times. So even though I was hopping on like call after call after call, we do like anywhere from 15 to 30 Skype calls per day. It ate up all of my time. When I'd hop off the Skype call, it wasn't recorded. So when you guys start putting yourself out there and you start creating this content within a sales funnel, right? You have a sales video, you have your capture page. All you need to be focused on doing is creating content to drive people to that. And it's a 24/7, 365 presentation. So you don't have to worry about hopping on Skype calls. See, like the only time that I will hop on a Skype call with someone is either after they've seen a presentation video and they just have a few questions before they get started, or they've already signed up after they've watched the video, and I'll just give them the next steps to be able to, you know, get more success and get bigger results in their business. I'm not going to hop on a call with someone to explain everything from A to Z about the business, because that's not an efficient use of my time, right? It's not efficient use of your guys' time. And like Jim Rohn says, time is more valuable than money, right? You can always get more money, but you can't get more time. So you guys that are doing these calls all the time, three-way calls, home events, meetings, all this stuff, right? You know, you're using your time. So really think here, how can you have a better use of your time? Through a sales funnel, right? In a sales funnel, the best way to do it is a 3-step sales funnel. This is all I've done for any business that I launch, any product that I promote. I do a 3-step sales funnel. I keep it super simple, right? You know, like Russell Brunson, he has like multiple steps, different things that he's doing. Like, you know, he likes to test and split test and do all this stuff. You can get really complicated with it. Don't get me wrong. If you want to go like the Frank Kern route and like, you know, just get insane with sales funnels and all this stuff. But, you know, if you want to produce a 6-figure income, you know, you can go even to 7 figures, you can do it with a simple 3-step funnel. And how it goes is this, right? You have a simple capture page, and I have this written down right here, you guys. If you just want to write it down, I'll break it down in like 2 minutes or less right now. And if you guys, if I speak too quick, you can rewind this like a minute or two and just rewatch it. But with the sales funnel, the capture page, what you want to have, number one, is a captivating headline. Okay. So Dan, if you're, you want to give me an example of your sales funnel, and I'll kind of like, I'll pull it up real quick and I can like, or if you want to screen record and show them, and as I'm talking about this too, and just kind of show like each of these things. Actually, hold on one second, you guys. Let me just, I'll just show you mine and just go through, because this is what I've written down. Kind of sorry,
Let's
see here.
But
okay, I'll just screen share with you guys. Okay, can you see my screen?
yeah.
Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull up one of the funnels that I have set up here. And okay, so I'll break down each part of this right here, you guys. And the first thing that you want to have is obviously a captivating headline. And the headline is basically making it clear what they're there for and what they get. Okay, you want to make it crystal clear. So in this, I say, do you want a proven method to make over $10,000 per month in your business where people chase you down, right? So making it clear, right? The result that they want, you know, whether that's 10,000 per month, or whether that's, you know, or they want to like travel the world or something like that, or, you know, whether they want to lose like 30 pounds in 30 days, if I'm selling like a weight loss product or something. And I say, you know, where people chase you down. So, right. So this is targeting people that are marketers who are tired of hunting people on social media or hunting people offline, right? So you have this headline, and preferably have it in some like font or text or something that is bold, and you have a color that stands out. So red on white, you know, that really stands out pretty well for people. And then the next thing that you want to have is a short video, right? So the video could be either a voiceover, or could just be of you in it, or, you know, maybe like a little like text popping up on the screen while you're recording your voice right here. But basically what you're doing is you're talking in the video, and your first thing that you say is, you know, hey, what's up, guys? You know, I want to welcome you to my website. I want to welcome you to this page. The reason why you're here. So number one, you mentioned what they're there for. So you're just mentioning what's mentioned in the headline right here. So the reason why you're here is because you're looking for a way to, you know, make money online so you can travel the world and provide a better future for your family. Am I correct? Right? So you could start it out like that. That's just to give you an example. Alter it and change it based on what you guys are selling or what you're promoting. And then the next thing you want to mention is, you know, what they get when they put in their information when they click the button, right? So in the video, I can't remember exactly what I say in it, but I say, listen, when you click the button on this page, you're going to be able to download a free ebook. You know, if you don't have an ebook, that's totally fine. You could just say you're going to be able to watch a free video that's going to show you exactly step-by-step how to travel the world, make a full-time income online, unplug from the matrix, quit your 9 to 5, whatever example you guys want to give there, right? So it's going to show you how to do this, right? So what they get when they click the link and put in their email, right? Now, the last thing that you want to have in this video is the call to action to click the link and put in their email, right? So it's stupid simple, you guys. Like, there's nothing complicated about it. So I say, okay, in order to download the free ebook, all you got to do is click the link, put in your email, and you're going to be able to read the ebook and watch the video on the other side showing you how to make your first $10,000 online, right? And so now when they do that, here's what happens, okay? So it takes them to the thank you page. Now, I made this with ClickFunnels. You can do something very similar with Online Sales Pro, you guys. It doesn't matter what you use. It's just the principles, like I was saying. It's not the software or the service. It's the principles behind what we're doing here. So when it takes them to the next page, you know, I have this as the little sales page, right? So a 3-step for those of you that don't know how to make your own sales videos, okay? So for me, this is a 2-step process. So I simplified this even more, but for most of the funnels that I use where I leverage the company's sales video. So this is what most of you guys are gonna do. You're gonna do a 3-step because you don't wanna have to take the time to create your own sales videos. It's not like the best use of your time. The reason why I create my own sales videos is because it builds a bigger brand for, you know, my business. It builds a bigger brand for me too. And, you know, I've learned and I've studied psychology over the past 2 years to implement into my videos, but understand that if you're brand new, and you haven't studied psychology that goes into sales videos, then it's not smart to try and make your own video until you kind of have, you know, experience behind it, right? And I truly do believe that you guys will get to that point where you can make your own sales video. But until now, you want to follow it the way that I'm teaching it to you right now, okay? So in step number 2, this is what we call the thank you page, okay? So just write down the thank you page. It's a 3 minutes or less, right? So a 3-minute video, super quick, to the point, right? You open up the video, thanking them for putting in the information on the previous page. So you say, hey, what's up? This is, you know, Nick Anderson. This is Frank Kern. This is, you know, Bobby Valentine, whatever your name is, it doesn't matter. Say, I appreciate you for putting your information on the previous page, and then remind them why they're there, okay? So they may have forgot, you never know. You know, people get distracted. People are ADD. Our attention span is less than a goldfish. It's pretty crazy. I think a goldfish is like 9 seconds, right? So that shows you what our attention span is. So you're here because you want to learn, you know, how to create a full-time income online so you can travel the world and be free from a 9-to-5, right? Unplug from the matrix, whatever it may be. You know, you're here to learn how to master social media marketing, attraction marketing, okay? Now, the next thing you want to go over is who you are. So how I break this down is I say, okay, look, you're here because you want to learn how to create a full-time income online. But before I share with you how to do that, I want to give you a little bit of background about myself so you know where I'm coming from and how I can help you out. Okay, so you might want to write that down. I want to give you a little background about myself so you know where I'm coming from and how I can help you out. Okay, those are some key words right there because people want to know who you are, what your credentials are, and how you can help them in their life, right? So this is how you're going to transition it from instead of bragging to helping, right? Because some people out there, they need to hear results. They need to hear who you are, but you don't want to make it come across as if you're just talking about yourself the whole time, right? So you want to transition it to be about them because that's the reason why they're there, to change their lifestyle, you know, not to add on to yours, okay? So what you want to do in this is simply go at it in PAS. This is the acronym that I like to use. So write down PAS. The P is your past pain problem, okay? So when you go and do story, you simply talk about something in your past that caused you pain and was a big problem, right? And the reason why you do this is because it builds empathy, okay? And empathy is one of the strongest connecting factors to be able to get people to like you, build that know, like, and trust factor, right? Because we say that people only do business with those they what? Know, like, and trust, right? So in order to get people to know, like, and trust you, you have to share your background. So what I usually tell people is, you know, I worked a job at a hospital where I made $7.50 an hour and I was scrubbing dishes for a living. You know, although like, I didn't make decent money at that job and I didn't necessarily enjoy it, but I was always working hard. You know, I like to be a hard worker and, you know, I like to, you know, help people, right? That was the main reason why I was really working there because, you know, I felt like I was helping people in the hospital in a way. You know, I wasn't really doing like massive social service work or anything like that, but in a way I kind of was, but I wanted to be able to help more people and I wanted to be able to, you know, get paid for what I was worth. And so once you go from your pain, you know, this job, okay, so if I go more in depth on this, I'm kind of all over the place here, you guys, but you understand understand that if you're going to make a video, you can do as many takes as you want. It's not a live recording, right? So you can do as many takes as you want until you get it perfect, or at least close to as perfect as possible, right? But when you talk about your past and your pain, then you want to transition to the agitation. So if I were to say, you know, I was stuck at this job and I was really tired, right? This problem is I was tired of being told how much I was worth per hour. I was tired of being told when I could go on break, when I could eat lunch. And then more importantly, I was tired of having no free time to spend it with the people that I love and to be able to travel the world and have fun with my friends, right? So the agitation is next. The A is the agitation. So I decided to, you know, do some research online, and I decided to look on like Google and YouTube for ways to make money online, ways to earn an income. And I started, you know, trying a few different things out here and there. And this is where you talk about like the trial phase, right? So, you know, I started trying a few different things and failing, you know, struggling in a bunch of different businesses and never having any real success until I found the solution, right? So the S is the solution. So until I found a mentor, or so until I found this business, or until I found this video online that I watched of this guy who is living the dream, right? So in the solution, instead of talking about yourself, if you don't have results, all you do is you talk about somebody else's results, okay? So of what you found, right? So of your mentor, your upline, your sponsor, you know, of the company or whatever it may be. So until I found, let's just say, my mentor, right? So your upline. So until I found my mentor, and this guy, this is where you just edify the hell out of him, right? This guy was living the dream. He was literally like traveling the world. He has no 9-to-5, lives in a nice house, drives a nice car, like has all the things, the material things that people want, but also he has the internal peace of mind that everyone is really after. You know, he's super, super happy. And when I met him in person, I really could see the spark in this guy's eyes. And, you know, I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to have the same passion, the fire going about my daily routine and my lifestyle. So that's why I partnered up with him, or that's why I partnered up with this business, because I wanted to be able to, let's say you're selling a health and nutrition product, right? So I wanted to be able to, you know, feel good, you know, look good, and be able to be in the best shape of my life. And so I started taking this product, or I started listening to this guy, and that's when I was able to get this result. Now, if you don't have a result, mental results, right? So that's when I was able to have a paradigm shift and understand that network marketing and affiliate marketing or entrepreneurship is the way of the future, right? So if you want to learn, okay, so this is where you guys transition to step 3, okay? So I know I'm speaking quick here. I know I'm going over a lot. This may be overwhelming for some of you, but understand if you watch this over and over and over again, all this takes is a few takes of shooting this, and you have this video, and you could use this video for years down the road. Okay, you guys, I want you to understand this. Like, so many people, they're spending time doing home event after home event after home event, and it improves their skill set there. You know, I've done hundreds of home events in the past, but as long as you take some time to put together this video, you only have to have this one video and you're done with it, right? And once the sales funnel is completed, you're done with it. Then you just focus on driving traffic, okay? But back to the point here, okay? So after the solution comes the call to action, okay? So they want to be able to get the same solution, right? They want to be able to change their life mentally, physically, spiritually, socially, whatever it may be, right? So whatever solution, whatever result they're after, the call to action that you give is this, something similar to this, okay? You say, now, when I started listening to this guy, right, I started following him. You know, he was making well over 6 figures per month in his business. And at first, I thought it was too good to be true. But after following him for several months, I was able to make my first dollar online, right? I was able to make my first dollar. And the overwhelming sense of peace and joy that it gave me was unbelievable. So if you want to learn how to get access to the same system that we're leveraging, if you want to learn how to, you know, lose the same amount of weight that this person has lost and that I'm starting to lose, then what I want you to do is I want you to click the link beneath this video. And on the other side, you're going to see the whole video. You're going to see the whole tutorial on how you can get started with the business, how you can lock arms with both me and my mentor, and how we can help guide you to the top of the mountain together. Okay, so go ahead and click that link right now, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so that was just an example, right? You guys understand the point here, though. You know, you have the past, pain, problem, agitation, solution, then call to action, okay? The call to action, to click the link below to go to the other side. And the link could say something simple like, you know, click here to watch the next video, right? Click here to get started, okay? And when you click that link, it's gonna take them to step number 3, which is the sales video, right? Now the sales video, this is what's awesome about this whole process right here. You don't have to make the sales video, and I actually don't recommend you make the sales video, especially if you're new. If you're more experienced, and you want to make the sales video, by all means, you can go for it. You can implement psychology that you've learned in the past into it and make it even better than your company sales video. Because let's be honest here, you guys, we all know that most company sales videos are kind of crappy, right? They're a little too corporate-y, right? You lose your attention. A more like team-based sales video is a little bit better in a way, but at the same time, the best video that your company has, you want to use that, okay? So step number 3, you simply have the sales video. It could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 2 hours long if it's an awesome webinar that holds their attention the whole time, with a button that just says click here to get started with us right now. And that right there, you guys, is simply like the best way to make, you know, your sales funnel convert like crazy, right? That's what I did to enroll 324 people in under a year in one of my businesses. And now my current businesses, I checked my stats before we hopped on this webinar here. Let me stop sharing my screen real quick. I was checking my stats and I saw that I have sponsored 526 people. And out of those, hundreds of them have earned their first commission online, anywhere from $1 to $1,000. And a few of them have made over $10,000 per month inside of their business, applying the same strategy and the same method inside their business. You know, Dan here is absolutely crushing his right now. So you guys know that this works, right? So it just comes down to implementation and applying it in your business. But I know I'm kind of talking a lot here. So Dan, is there anything you want to piggyback on and touch on as a part of like sales funnels that I just covered right there?
Well, the first thing I want to say is you want to plug your MacBook in because you're about to die, dude.
Oh, yeah, 2%. I'll do that right now. Good. Thanks for pointing that out.
It's all right. Like 19 people in the chat box are like, dude, it's like a little countdown.
I stopped at the right time.
6%, 5%. So anyway, yeah, I mean,
yeah, close to it.
You know what? It's funny because I first learned. I think it was one of your capture pages. I mean, almost to a T, exactly what the example that you just gave, that literally lured me into, the attraction marketing piece and being a struggling network marketer, wanting more, wanting autopilot, wanting, to be the hunted and not the hunter. And because of one of your capture pages that got me into online marketing. So a good capture page, and it was a really simple capture page too, that pulled me right in. I mean, it was back in March or April with MLSP. And then I remembered, looking at one of your capture pages, and then I saw some of your videos on YouTube, and specifically how to both for you guys that don't know, both Nick and I have, YouTube videos on how to make a sales funnel. So literally like step-by-step pieces of what to click, where to click, when to click, all that other stuff. While Nick was in Thailand, I specifically made one of the webinars that we did here was how to make a sales funnel with Online Sales Pro. Lisa, the week before, did how to make a sales funnel with ClickFunnels. Nick has a video, which I've seen on, how to make a sales funnel with My Lead System Pro or MLSP. So, guys, there's so much different information out there on all the technical stuff, but exactly what Nick covered, obviously the psychology behind it. You don't just want to run out there and just click 3 pages together and like, yeah, I got my sales funnel. There's a certain, methodology to it, and there's a certain, mental triggers that you want to be looking for, and exactly what Nick talked about. So again, if you're unsure, just go back and watch this webinar over and over again as many times as you need to fully understand why people are going to click, what is going to attract them to you, what is going to get them all the way through 100% through your sales funnel to the end where they want to buy from you. So I've always found that the simpler things are, the better. And when you guys line the pages up, and some of the technical stuff, when you can get them all the pages congruent and they're simple and they're clean, but like I said, we both have some of the technical videos on how to do those things. But you also, you got to understand the psychology behind it. What's going to make people click? What's going to make, what is the clickbait that's going to make people go through the sales funnel, and fully understanding that. So again, just go back and watch this as many times as need to really understand that process.
And one thing I want to throw in there too is when you guys see other people's sales funnels, like when I was brand new and I'd never made a sales funnel before, I saw all these top marketers with these perfectly crafted sales funnels, right? These like awesome videos that were like so geniusly edited. And I thought to myself, and I know you guys are thinking the same thing, there's no way I could do that, right? I'm not that great of a speaker on camera. You know, I can't put together that edit. I don't even know how to use a video editor, right? I was thinking that when I was brand new. So you don't have to get it perfect in the start, right? You don't have to be great and perfect to start. You just have to start to be great. I've edited and I've changed my sales funnel hundreds of times over the past year or two, right? So I just started. What I did was I understood that little formula that I broke down for you guys. I was like, okay, because someone broke it down for me, right? I didn't create that. I didn't invent that, right? 7-figure earners taught that to me. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to do exactly what they did because it works, right? So I did that and I just put out my first video for it on the capture page. It was like a minute long. I was like in my room, you know, it was super terrible. I should have been outside walking and moving or been like on a beach or up on the ski hill or something like that. But I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to record the video right now as practice, right? So I just recorded it. I was like, I don't really like how I look in that, whatever. I'm going to throw it up anyway. I threw it up. The thank you page, I threw that up too. I just threw in some text there. I didn't have a good looking background or anything like that. I just threw it up there. I was like, okay, this will do. Now I'm just going to focus on marketing on social media, creating the YouTube videos and that. And as I started driving traffic to my capture page, I was following my conversions. Okay, I was seeing how many leads, how many clicks, how many sales have I made? Okay, my conversions suck balls, right? How can I improve these now? So what I did is I was like, okay, maybe I could improve the capture page video to increase the conversion rate on the page. So my conversion rate was like 10%, right? Somewhere around there, which is terrible. For any marketers out there that know conversions on capture pages, 10% is garbage, right? So out of 100 people, that means 10 of them were putting in their information. So I was like, how can I up that? So I made the video a little bit more flashy, right? You know, I took a little trip to Hawaii, made the video on the beach, and then I threw that up there. My conversion went from like 10, 12%, somewhere around there, to over 30%. I was like, okay, damn, that's pretty good. You know, over 30%. I think that's about sitting about as high as I can get it. Now I could probably tweak that a little bit more, make it even better, but I'm not going to focus on that so much. You know, I'm going to focus more so on building my brand to the point where I have enough traffic coming to the front of my funnel to where it like kind of overplays the conversions, right? Because people have a problem of traffic and conversions, right? You know, if you have a high converting funnel, but you have no traffic to it, then you're not going to make any sales. But on the other hand, if you have a crap ton of traffic, but you have a low converting funnel, then you're still not going to make any sales. So it's a balance of both of them, right? So as you improve your sales funnel over time, it's not going to be perfect in the start. Understand that. But it will improve over time as you start to understand and as you start to practice more videos, speaking in videos, and as you start to practice more marketing. But it's a daily grind, you guys. This isn't going to happen overnight. You know, like Gary Vaynerchuk, I love that guy in a way because he's all about the hustle. You know, he's not really all about spiritual. Like there's people that are on both ends of the scale. Like you got super, super spiritual people that like don't need material things at all. And they can literally like live in the nature and survive off like, you know, the land pretty much. And they don't need that nice stuff. And there's people on the other scale that are so practical that don't do meditation at all. Don't do any of that stuff. You know, Gary V, I'm not sure exactly where he sits on the scale. I don't want to categorize him, but I'd say he's more practical than anything else, you know, pretty hardcore practical dude, but he talks about the hustle, right? He's been doing it for decades at a time, right? You know, I've only been grinding for 5 years, but it's been every day since I was 19 years old. And even before I was in network marketing, right? I was always figuring out ways to, you know, make money, ways to, you know, be able to build a business, become an entrepreneur. So for those of you out there, you know, that want to, you know, live the dream, that want to make over $10,000 per month, just understand it's going to take work, right? You might be a little overwhelmed right now. That's just because it's forcing your brain to think. It's forcing you to kind of like study and to practice this type of stuff right here, but it will happen as long as you stay consistent with all the stuff that we're teaching you. All right.
I think Gary says it best when he says work is the first, second, and third thing that you need to focus on when it comes to building your business. Work. That's it. You got to put in the work. And I think, you know, that'll probably lead us into one of the things that we can talk about here, Nick. I know our time is getting short, but you know, coming up with a daily routine. And I think, you know, when you establish a routine for yourself, for me, I mean, you can pretty much set your watch by the things that I do on a daily basis. And from just creating email content to recording a video. I don't do a video every single day, but I probably do, I'd say 2 to 3 videos a week, obviously. And, just by creating content, I mean, even the webinar that we're doing right now is creating content. And this is kind of a little off topic, but I want to throw out a challenge to you guys, okay? It wasn't just literally like a few short months ago when Nick and I were together at an event out in Vegas, and we started snowballing this idea of doing these live weekly webinars. And at first it was like, hey, do you want to do a webinar a month? Oh, maybe we could do one every other week. And then it's like, fuck it, let's just do one every single week. And we just kind of were like, yeah, let's just do it. And we didn't know what we were going to talk about. We didn't know, much of anything, but we just said, fuck it. And we decided to do it. And neither one of us had ever hosted a webinar before. And we just made the decision, just like a lot of us make the decision to go for it in our business and make the decision that the only option that you have, the only option is success. So you could throw a brick wall in front of me, you could throw anything in front of me, I'm gonna find a way to smash through it, crawl over it, under it, around it, whatever. And you guys should probably feel the same way in your business too. So the challenge that I'm gonna throw out there for you guys is, I want one of you, any one of you guys watching, there's hundreds of you watching right now, to be one of our guests on the webinar. I want one of you guys to be our guest, and I want you to come up with a topic. And even if you just talk about it for 30 seconds or 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but something that you guys can talk about, give some piece of value that we're going to talk about, and just chime in and add to it. That's my challenge to you guys. And you can message me, you can message Nick, but I think it would be cool to have one of you guys on here, whether it gets you out of your comfort zone, or hell, maybe you'll start building your list, or you already have a list and you want to start doing weekly webinars and you want Nick and I to jump on. That's cool. But, create a routine for yourself. I think it's easier said than done, but it took me months really to develop a good routine. But one of the most important things that I have that I do every single day, or like I told you, kind of in blocks, is sending out emails to my list, is staying consistent and constantly communicating, giving value to my list. And if I could take one thing and I could give you guys one thing to do every single day, it would be to email your list. Other than that, you need to slip in how you're going to do that, what you're going to talk about, all that other technical stuff. But emailing your list would be the most important thing, and staying consistent with that every single day, no matter what. If you're going to go on vacation, if you have your kid's birthday party, if you have whatever, plan ahead and, chunk your time so you can you can get ahead of yourself.
That's really
good. So if you're
man.
like Nick, Thailand, or you're going to go wherever, just always email your list every single day and make that a routine for yourself. And then other than that, just try to give away as much value and as much content to folks as you possibly can, whether it be through video, through emails, through, posts on Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't have a list right now, you're wondering, so for those of you that are thinking, well, I don't have a list, so how can I email my list every day? What should I be doing then? Right? Well, you should be creating a piece of content every day, which will build your list. That will build your list. And I recommend video, right? So picking like one social media strategy, like we've said in past webinars. So if like you pick YouTube, for example, create a video every day, right? For 90 days, that'll transform you as a person. That'll also transform your speaking ability. It'll allow you to start generating traffic. Then once you start generating, a lead per day, then it goes to 5 leads per day, then 10 leads per day. Eventually it'll go upwards of 50 leads per day, then 100 leads per day. And as you start getting more advanced, 200, 300, 500 leads per day, then you keep doing the same thing that generated you the leads in the first place, right? You never want to stop with that, because as soon as you stop, your leads are going to stay stagnant, or they're going to go down because people will forget about your content, right? Because the world's always moving at a fast pace, and with what's happening with technology and social media and how many people are climbing onto the scene and understanding the power behind internet marketing, there's going to be more marketers popping up every single day with new ebooks, new courses, new products, all this new stuff. So how do you stay ahead of the game, right? How do you stay ahead of it? Well, you just out create your competition. So you create more content than your competition, right? That's all you got to do. You just got to create as much content as possible, and you don't have to worry about the content being perfect. It's like Gary Vee says, right? He's like, my content, isn't the best when I was starting out, right? He's like, he made hundreds of videos for his wine library show, and he was just like sitting at a desk right there and just probably recorded them on a phone with a little tripod, and no one watched him. He's like, he said, no one gave a fuck. No one cared. He's saying, but he kept doing it anyway. Then that reminded me so much of my grind in the beginning. No one cared. No one watched the videos. No one paid attention to anything. Right? Made a video, you like 10 views, 9 of them were from me refreshing the page, seeing if anyone viewed the video. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like I make a video, if it gets thousands of views, it's humbling because it reminds me of where I started from, right? But most people, they only see the success. They only see like the crazy lifestyle, right? They only see this stuff. They don't see what happened behind the scenes for years, like from where I was 19 to where I am now, I'm 24, of the work that I put in every single day to be able to get to the point where I understand, how to convey ideas and messages that relate to the newest person to help motivate them and inspire them to keep taking action, right? So in order for you guys to get to that level, in order for me to get to a level where I'm like Eric Worre, or I'm like Ray Higdon, or I'm like those guys, I just got to keep grinding every single day. So I'm not by any means the guru sitting at the top here. I'm just along the path, just like you guys. So I want to help accelerate your progress so you can get up to where we are a lot sooner and not have to face as many obstacles that we faced along the same track. You see what I'm saying here?
I think I got to throw in, something that, Nick, as you were talking here, just really kind of reminded me of my journey. And, to be honest with you, my journey in online marketing started with you. I found you online, and I just, call it a, yin to my yang or whatever it was. But like, I identified with your style. And I think what's really cool is, I can't remember, I got an email. I got an email from some guy from New York today. And it says, hey, I've been checking out your videos on YouTube. I like the way you present yourself, and I can really identify with your style. So it's, it's now I'm getting that feedback from people that it's just about building your brand. And the most important thing for me, and hopefully the most important thing for you guys, is at some point, you're gonna make a decision. If you've already made the decision, then that is. If you're still dipping your toes in the water and you feel like you're struggling to get results, or you're struggling to stay consistent, or whatever it is, once you get to the point and you fully understand your why of why you want this, for me, it's my family. And on other webinars, I've explained my family. I got my little boy, Lucas, who's sleeping right there, a little tough to see, but in one of the other webinars, I even got pretty deep, and explained, more of my why. But once you make that decision, all you have to do is just start taking action. And if you don't know something, figure it out. And for me, I like to think that I can be fairly self-sufficient. So when it came to, learning how to build a funnel, I don't know, like Nick had a video on how to build a sales funnel. I probably watched that video like 25 fucking times in a row before I finally built my sales funnel, but I figured it out. I just went back and I watched it over and over again. So guys, it's all about making that decision, taking action, and finding ways to win. And then obviously you'll start building your list, you'll start building your brand, you'll start doing things. And just to give you guys some examples, and I'm not telling you guys this to brag by any means, but what are we in? We just hit February, right? So literally last year at this point, it wasn't really until April that I found Nick, and it wasn't until July that I made my decision. Okay. So I just hit like 625 subscribers on my YouTube channel, which is, it's decent. But one of my videos, literally just last week, one of my videos about digital altitude just hit 10,000 views, and I'm not some celebrity rock star or anything. And I know, trust me, people like Ty Lopez have, videos with millions of views. But, for me, that felt like a pretty good accomplishment, because 7 months ago, I had 0 subscribers. I had, probably 2 videos that had like 10 views. And it's just about building consistency, making that decision, taking action, and just going for it. And it literally all comes down to that decision. It all comes down to that decision and taking action, and then everything else will fall into place. So when I do the email marketing, the YouTube videos, the webinars, all that stuff, for me, 7 months ago, this wasn't even the topic of conversation. And I just found ways to win. I just found ways to make all this stuff work. And that's why, honestly, a little while ago, that's why I threw out that challenge to you guys, because, I want to pull some of you guys into this, jump on the webinar with us and talk about, one of the things that you do, one of the things that you like to do to help people, some of the value that you give away, some of the content that you like to use. But just, this is something that I would like to extend to you guys, and I know Nick would too, but just to, have you guys start getting out of your shell a little bit and start reaching just a little bit higher every week and every month. But yeah, that's what I got, man.
100%, man. That decision is crucial. And the reason why, he says that on every single webinar is because you need to hear it over and over and over again, because some of you still haven't made that decision yet. That was like the first thing that I did when I joined, made the decision, right? And my decision was a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More drastic than most people. And that doesn't make me better. It just made me more committed than some people in the start. Was I dropped out of school and I quit my job, right? So I just cut off the plan B. I literally, I had a choice here, okay? I could have said, okay, well, I'm gonna go to school to become like a doctor or a lawyer or a dentist or, a respiratory therapist, or start up, exercise science and health so I could be a personal trainer, right? So I have those options on the table. I could pursue 4 to 8 years of schooling to do those to get my degree in that, and I could climb my way up the corporate ladder. And when I heard about network marketing, it blew my mind, because it opened up this whole new world and this whole new paradigm that this is even real. Right? That's the first thought I had. This is even real, and it's legal too. What? It's legal? And I can make money in it? I was like, okay, well, how does it work? Right? So then as I started to learn more about how it worked, my mind opened up even more to it. And some people, they close it off immediately. They're like, it's a pyramid scheme. It's like, I mean, you really can't be that dumb, can you? It's like everything's a pyramid, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if people that do their due diligence, they do their research, not just researching people's opinions, but researching facts, right? And seeing what's actually real and understand that it is real. And I was like, okay, well, this seems like a better option. But at the same time, people are telling me, stay in school, get a good degree, and get a good job. I should have done that. Let's be honest here. I should have done that, right? I could have done both, right? Here's my mentality. I was like, you know what, screw it. No plan B. This is all I'm going to do. That was the decision that I made. So your decision might be similar, it might not be similar. You don't have to make a physical decision like, I'm not going to go to school anymore. It just has to be a mental decision, right? To where you have no fallback plan. Success is your only option, right? There's no such thing as failure in my mind, right? If I fail, I'll give you guys an example here, okay? In one company, it was called Wake Up Now, right? That business, it went out of business. And a lot of people got jaded, they got butthurt, they got pissed off at the industry as a whole, right? Because the company went out of business. So they, built a team of maybe 1,000 people making like $6,000, $10,000 a month or something in that business, whatever rank they were at. And they were, sitting on the high life, right? They build a team, then all of a sudden the business shut down, and like, what? Oh, this is lame. My income's gone. Network marketing is a scam now. And they quit, and then they leave, and then they go back, they work a job or something, and then they're jaded on the industry. It's just like as if, you're going to go to a restaurant, you get food poisoning, and then you say all restaurants are bad. You know what I'm saying? How stupid is that? Right? So when I was in that business, built up a team of, several hundred people, and then, they went out of business. Instead of saying, well, I'm done with network marketing, I was like, okay, well, maybe I need to look for a company that's going to be a little bit more sustainable and focus on building up my brand, because companies, write this one down, you guys, companies come and go, but your brand is eternal. Okay? Companies come and go, but your brand's eternal. And when I realized that, I stopped focused on, how can I build this big company, make these launch videos, like I'm launching this company and all this stuff. I left this company, now I'm launching this one instead. How can I provide more value to the marketplace that's going to build up the know, like, and trust factor to my brand, to where people, recognize my name in this and the names of the people that I've helped as well, and those testimonials all over the place. And how can I do that and build that up to where even if a company that I'm with goes out of business, I'm not hurt here. You know, you know, it's an economy proof, you know, way of marketing, right? You know, it's a foolproof way of marketing, you know, recession proof style marketing here. So understand, you guys, when you do this, when you apply these strategies into your business and you spend time over the next, you know, several months and several years, as you start to get bigger and bigger and bigger, then people are going to be coming to you saying things like, hey, I'm so glad that I found you on YouTube. I'm so glad that I found you on Instagram, on Twitter, on Snapchat, and all these motivational things that you are posting out there. And I appreciate you because it's allowed me to be able to, you know, quit my job and make a full-time income online. I'm so grateful for you for helping me do that. Those are the type of messages that we get on a weekly basis and even daily basis, you guys, and you can have that happen for you too. And the only thing that's holding you back from making it happen is, number one, that decision, and number two, you know, the action that it takes to get to that level. Okay. So I just want to leave it at that.
Literally do that.
I see you said, let's start some Q&A. Definitely, man. Start ranting.
Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. I mean, that's like, honestly, like, you know, one of the reasons why I'm on this webinar and why, just like you said, Nick, people will reach out to me and say, hey, you know, I want to do what you do. I want to have the results that you have, or I want to, you know, whatever it is, anything along those lines. And, you know, 7-8 months ago, I was just a normal dude off the street. And the only reason why that people reach out to me or why I get the results that I do is because I made a decision and I took action. And it literally comes down to those two things. And I think even in your group page, Nick, on the Lifestylepreneurs, you had some, you know, post, I forget the wording that was in there, but it was like, you know, people were looking for some like secret pill or secret sauce or whatever it is. And then I think I chimed into one of the comments. It was just like, no, it's like I made a decision and I took action. That's it. and literally it comes down to that. And like everything, I guarantee you guys, everything else along the way, you'll figure out. You'll figure out all the technical stuff. You'll figure out the content and the value and the videos and all the other shit that's in the online marketing space. Guys will figure it out, but make the decision and take action. That's it. All right. So, I mean, Michael, how can one begin growing their email list? I mean, literally, it's just going to come down to having a good capture page. And I know Nick kind of took us through that a little bit earlier. If you want some of the technical things, you can go to either one of our YouTube channels and watch. But as far as building your list, you're literally just going to start driving traffic. So whether that be paid or organic traffic, if you're using like Instagram, YouTube, making videos, social media, but driving people to your capture page. I mean, that's literally it. Is just, that's how you're going to build your list, is by getting people through your capture page so you can capture their email address and then start building your list. Now, for me, I've done both. I've done, you know, 3 really. I've done organic through Instagram. I drive a lot of leads through Instagram. I drive some leads through YouTube, but the majority of my leads either come from, in the beginning it was solo ads, but I haven't touched solo ads in literally months. But the majority of it right now, and I'm pushing 8,000 people on my subscriber base, is most of that is due to Facebook advertising. That's how I build my list. But that's just me. And I know, you know, Nick has used Facebook ads. He gets a ton from YouTube, a ton from Instagram. So you have many, many different ways to build your list. It just depends on what's going to work best for you.
Mm-hmm. And value, results, and lifestyle, like those apply to anything, right? So if you're going to email your list, email them value, results, and lifestyle. If you're going to post on Facebook, your post could either be value, results, or lifestyle. Now the value, people are like, okay, well, what's value? I mean, I'll break it down for you guys again. Basically, what you're learning in books and audios that you're reading and how it pertains to growing your mindset, your business, your physical well-being, or your spiritual well-being, right? So that right there is straight value, because it's helping other people improve certain areas of their lives. Okay. And when you share that, naturally they feel that reciprocity and they feel that know, like, and trust factor, because you're sharing stuff with them that's going to help them out. Okay. Now results is a little bit different, right? Results could be physical results. You know, if you're like in a health and nutrition company, like how much muscle mass you put on, either how much that or how much weight you've lost, right? You know, maybe like your mile time has decreased in a certain amount of time and how you did it. Maybe like you can attach value to results as well. So for an example here, okay, so let's say your result is, you know, you've lost 10 pounds and your mile time decreased from 8 minutes under 5 minutes. You can run under a 5-minute mile, right? Well, how did you do it? The value behind that is you followed this workout plan right here. You can put together the workout plan, create a PDF for them, upload it onto Google Drive, use that as your lead magnet on your capture page, right? So I'm just doing this off the top of my head here, you guys. So whatever it is, and trying to make this universal for all of you. So whatever it is that you're promoting, right? You know, you can have like a little lead magnet for your capture page. You know, you have a little result that either you have or your upline has, and then you share the value behind how to get that result in a way that's kind of duplicatable and easier to follow. And then you can have the lifestyle behind it as well. So the lifestyle is you can look better on the beach and, you know, look good in your swimsuit while you're walking with your significant other, right? Or if you're single and you want to, you know, be able to pick up more girls and get more guys to look at you if you're a girl, then, you know, this right here, following this workout routine will get you to that end result. Okay. So just those 3 things right there, apply them to anything and whatsoever. And that's how you build, you know, just bigger email list. That's how you gain more subscribers. And that's how you be able to, you know, generate more leads in the long haul. And okay, so let's see here as we start to go through more of these comments. What's Chip? You said, what's the best way to design an international sales funnel for a product? I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. You mean like multilingual language type one? I mean, you could have, there's a bunch of different ways you could do it. You could have a bridge page before the capture page that says like, you know, what language do you speak? Choose your language. You could say choose your language. And if you know different languages, you can have like English, Spanish, French, you know, all the options. And if they click a button, then it takes them to one individual sales funnel that's all in that language, if that's what you mean. Or if you just mean like international in terms of like people from any country could do it. Every sales funnel is like that. You just create the sales funnel and then you have the link from GoDaddy or Namecheap or whatever you use. And when you post on social media, people from different countries will see it. Like I was looking YouTube stats, like Dan, if you check your YouTube stats as well, you'll see like all the people who's watching it. And predominantly, like I got a lot of people in the US, but there's a lot of people in, you know, India. There's a lot of people in South America. There's a lot of people in Canada and like all these different countries that I've never even been to. Right? So I've never even stepped a foot there, but they're watching these videos and they're wanting to get started so they can be able to, you know, start their own home-based business and be able to learn how to market online. So when you're driving people through your sales funnel, mine's just English, right? Because all I speak is English. You know, I should learn Spanish because like Jim Rohn says, you know, another language, every language you learn, you know, earns you, like his coworkers or whatever people in his business, earn them an extra $1 million per year, right? So it's like I should start learning different languages too. Okay, so multi-language Chip, that's what you said. Yeah, like I said, just create a bridge page, man. Say, choose your language, and they have different language options on it. And then each of those language options is the same sales funnel that it takes them to, just in a different language. So you can just copy and paste, right? You know, you use like Google Translate or something like that. Okay, so let's see here.
I want to go back up to, I think it's, yeah, it's up a little ways. I think John asked, what is a good mental trigger for your capture page? And I mean, there's a lot of different mental triggers that you could use, but I think instead of just focusing on one and using it broad and generic, I think you need to focus on what target market or what target audience you're going to go after and try to find out what somebody's pain point is and then create a capture page based off of that. So I'll give you an example. For me, I have 4 different Instagram accounts. One of them specifically targets a very direct network marketing company, not network marketing in general, but it targets a specific network marketing company. So in my capture page, colors and all of the, you know, the pictures are kind of reminiscent of that one network marketing company. And even the questions and the tags that I use in that capture page has some of the lingo that is in that specific network marketing company. So, I mean, that is targeted like a motherfucker. So I guess it's, you know, depending on what you're targeting, what audience you're going after, could be the mental trigger. So, you know, the example that Nick gave is going after people that want to, you know, become the hunted and not the hunter. So I think it depends on where you're going and what mental triggers you use.
Mm-hmm. And Andrew just said as well, for total automation, you know, and I want to touch this in video instead of just type in, but he says, okay, hold on, people are commenting more. You recommend just focusing on creating content and driving people through your sales funnel rather than prospecting. It really depends on what you enjoy doing, okay? Some people enjoy prospecting, For me personally, I did not like it at all. It was really uncomfortable. I did it anyway, though, to get out of my comfort zone. But then I started to realize there's more efficient ways to build my business, and I want to do what I enjoy instead of making it a burden, you know, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to produce as great as results. And why would you want to do that for 50 plus years anyway, if you don't enjoy it? But if you like it, then do a combo of both, man. So what I would recommend doing is creating content every single day, whether that be like a YouTube video, you know, like a little Instagram post, maybe like a Facebook Live video that you're doing. And then while you're out doing like a Facebook Live, if you're meeting people, you're going to networking events, maybe you're just like, you know, at a restaurant or something, you're talking with your waiter, and the conversation comes up about, you know, business or entrepreneurship or anything, then feel free to prospect them. You know, you don't have to keep your business private from people in the offline world, right? You can do both, right? So it's not one or the other. It's not which is better here. It's which do you prefer and which do you see as being more efficient, more automated, more duplicatable for you and your team. You see that there?
Nick, I got a good example specifically with that too. Is I can't remember. It might have been Chelsea that had asked about creating content, but we've used this acronym on many other webinars. But ILT, which is Invest, Learn, Teach. So you invest time, sometimes money. You learn something, you turn around and teach it. And I don't even know if she's on this webinar or not, but someone who's on my team with Online Sales Pro, Jessie, she, I give her all the props in the world because every single day, literally every single day, she does a Facebook Live video, and she uses that exact process. She literally, even if it's, you know, sometimes it's a minute and a half and sometimes it's 10 minutes, but every single day she does a Facebook Live video and she educates people on something. She teaches people something, how to do this, 5 tips for that. Hey guys, check what I learned out on last night's webinar, whatever it is. But it's, you could take something that you listen to in an audiobook. You could take something that you read in a book, something that you watched on a webinar, like what we're doing right here, something that you watched in a YouTube video. Hey guys, I just want to tell you about this thing that I saw in a YouTube video last night. It really helped me with XYZ, and I want to share that with you. Boom, 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 boom. But, you know, props to Jessie because she's very, very consistent. She does it every single day, and she's constantly giving away value. So, I mean, if you guys could just take like a little nugget of that and turn that around, value, and just ILT, invest, learn, teach.
Definitely. And Michael just said, can someone explain the difference between prospecting and just creating content? Great question, brother. Prospecting is active. Content creation is passive. So prospecting, when you're going out there and you're approaching people either offline or online, so you're either approaching them in a McDonald's or at a 5-star restaurant, or you're messaging them on Facebook and, you know, just asking them questions about what they do, that's active. So you're actively engaging with people and you're reaching out to them, okay? But when you create content, when you record a YouTube video and you post it on your channel and you rank it for a specific long-tailed keyword, right? That's passive. So it's creating a brick, right? So it's putting a brick on the ground, and the more content that you create, the more bricks that you stack. When you walk away from that, right? It's passive for the simple fact that when you leave a brick wall, it's not gonna fall apart. It's just like the pyramids, right? When, you know, they built the pyramids, whoever built them, right? Aliens or whatever it may be, whoever built that stuff, it's still there, right? And we're still trying to figure out how they even built that with the technology we have today. You know, we couldn't even do that. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like now that we have the internet, when we put all this content out there, 50, 100 years down the road, when more stuff starts to come out, people are going to start to see all these videos that you're creating, and you're going to still start getting signups years down the road from videos that you created the first day, week, month. You know, I've had people hit me up and they're like, hey man, how was Miami? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's been like a year or two since I've been there. Like, oh, I thought you were just there. I just watched a video of you on YouTube from Miami. So they don't realize like the timestamps on the videos. Like when you post a video that it was uploaded, like some people just think you just posted that up there, something where you're still there. You know, you see what I'm saying? So like videos that I've made from the past, like a year or two ago, where I'm just talking about like Jim Rohn type quotes and like motivational type stuff. And they see that, they add me on Facebook. You know, they say, hey, I just saw your video. I'm just like, okay, which video did you watch? And it gives me a better understanding of kind of like what they've seen already. But then there's people also that say they've been following us or following me or whatever it may be for like 2 years. And they're like, okay, man, you know, I've been following you since the Vima days. I'm ready to get started now. What's your link? So in order to get that, you guys, consistency will allow people to know that you're the leader that they want to join, right? The reason why people won't join you is either because they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, or they don't necessarily see you as a leader, right? Or they just don't vibe with you, which is totally cool. You know, not everyone out there is going to vibe with me. Not everyone's going to really like me. Maybe I come across as really like braggy or self-promotional, whatever it may be. Some people don't align with my viewpoints, my philosophies, and that's totally fine. You know, I'm not here to please everyone, because if you try and please everyone, you please no one, right? So just understand that you're going to create content that pertains to a specific target market, and you're going to attract the people that would work best with you, both energetically and both physically as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's both sides of the spiritual and practical scale on this end. And whoever, you know, you start attracting to you into your business, just coach them and teach them how to do the same thing that we're coaching and teaching you, and your results will start to compound over time.
I want to hit up on two things real quick. I know Matthew asked, where is it? Blogging to build your audience, is it worth it? I think that's a tough call. Some people really like blogging. Some people, I'm not a blogger. Nick's not a blogger. Some people are really good at blogging. I know Jesse Singh, who's one of the top leaders in Digital Altitude. He's a blogger and he fucking crushes it. I mean, he literally is sponsoring, 40, 50, 60 people per day into DA, and it's all done through either SEO or blogging. And he's really good at it. But I think it really just comes down to, if that's something that you enjoy doing and you get good at it, then by all means do it. For me, what drives people into my business is Facebook advertising, but it really just depends on what works for you and what you really, just like Gary Vaynerchuk says, what you enjoy doing. Do what you enjoy. I want to hit on two quick things too. A couple people were talking about solo ads, and somebody mentioned HQ solo ads, and for the love of God, stay away from HQ solo ads. Those people are like vultures. But
yeah, and it's an HQ solo ad provider if it's a really good looking girl and they just message you about your business and everything. I started asking questions about where you're getting leads, and they all have the same scripts that they use. So not to down the company or anything. I'm sure their owners are great guys or girls, whoever owns the company. It's just that they, like Dan's saying, they're vultures. They're everywhere for it.
Yeah. And they always ask you the same questions. They're like, "Hi, how are you? Where are you from?" It's like, oh, stop. But so, this is just my 2 cents. Okay. You guys can, if you're going to do solo ads, that's totally cool. Start small, scale up from there, but don't go crazy like I did at the beginning and just, spend thousands. I would try Igor Kafitz is good. There's a company out there. It's managed by Nick Coyle, and Nick is in Digital Altitude as well. And I don't get an affiliate commission from this at all. I've never even used them, but I hear really, really, really good things about his ads, and they're called Toward Abundance. And if you just Google Toward Abundance, they do solo ads, but it's not necessarily email marketing. I don't know if it's social media advertising where he gets them, but a lot of people in DA and also in Online Sales Pro have gotten really good results from Toward Abundance. So those would probably be my 2 suggestions when it comes to solo ads. Other than that, for me, it's been Facebook advertising. And I think somebody else asked, how much are we spending per day? I'm spending about $45, $50 per day with Facebook advertising.
Yeah, and you start small with it and then you scale up from there. You don't want to start out spending $100 a day on ads if you don't know that they convert. You start small, like Dan was saying, then you scale up based on what you find converts. So you create an ad for $5 per day, start it at that, and then you'll kind of test it and tweak it until you start getting more conversions, more likes, more comments, more shares, more clicks to your funnel, right? And then as you start to do that, you scale up to 10, 20, 25, 30. So Facebook advertising is a good way to do paid traffic, but you guys want to have a so if you do YouTube and Instagram and Facebook for free content creation, and then you have maybe solo ads through Igor, through your Online Sales Pro back office, you just click the affiliate section or the edit section, you go through and you just get started with one of the packages there. And then you have both of those running, and then whichever one you prefer best, then just capitalize more on that. So for me, I'm more of a free marketer because that's how I started out. But I understand that in order to scale past 6 figures per month, you're going to have to start doing some paid advertising if you want to get there quicker. Like you can get to 6 figures per month or even 6 figures per year if you're just doing free content, but it's going to take you a long time, especially if you're new. Like understand you guys, just give you a perspective. I mean, been doing it since, I was 19, creating YouTube videos and everything. And, it took me, what was it, like 2 years really before I started making like 4 or 5 grand per month in my business, all through free content. I could have made that within months of starting if I would have started paid content and learned how to do that, invested my time, energy into it. So it just really depends on like where your vision's set at. For me, the reason why I didn't start paid traffic sooner is because I made the decision that I'm going to make it whether it takes me a year or 50 years, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like I gave myself 3 months. Otherwise, like I'm done with network marketing or I'm done with affiliate marketing altogether. It was that like, I'm going to do whatever it takes until I become successful in this. And that's the mindset that you got to have. And then understand that as you start to take more action, you're going to tweak your marketing, whether it's paid or whether it's free.
Yeah. I mean, with Facebook ads, I started out at $5 a day, like literally $5. And then I scaled up from there. And it was probably over the course of the last, I just literally just increased, just changing the targeting and the audience and all that other stuff. And for me personally, I don't do with DA and Online Sales Pro, and with Enagic as well. Like I don't do any of the ads myself. I outsource that to people that know that shit way better than I do. They deal with like the pixels and the targeting and all that other stuff. But literally you start small. Even with solo ads or Facebook advertising, you start small, you figure out what works, and then you scale up from there.
Okay, so just read a few of these. Raja says, is it good to boost post engagement on live videos through your page? Definitely, yeah. Like Facebook. Are you talking about Facebook Live? Is that what you mean? Because Facebook Live, like that's crushes the algorithm, right? Basically meaning that you're going to get way more engagement because people, it's like a one-on-one conversation. I've done a few Facebook Lives. I'm not an expert at it by any means, but if I were to do more of them, I know that it would like boost my engagement even more. So it's like, I just need to start doing more of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's partly on my end as well. But if you guys start doing that, the algorithm loves that because Facebook's competing with YouTube. They're trying to put YouTube out of business, which won't happen, but they have healthy competition with them. So that's why they're doing like, penny clicks for video ads and everything. And then even having the algorithm where if you're posting more, they want the engagement because they understand that attention is what really drives business. Where everyone's attention is at, that's where the most money is going to be made. So if everyone's attention's on Facebook, that means Facebook makes more money. If everyone's attention is on YouTube, YouTube makes more money. So how do you get the attention on Facebook, right? Well, they find where the attention's already at and they try and shift it over to their platform. So the way that they're doing that is by creating the live videos. That's what happened with Instagram and Snapchat, right? Snapchat had their Snapchat stories. So Instagram created the Instagram stories, right? They pretty much copied them to take the attention of all these people that were flooding to Snapchat and leaving Instagram and to drive it back so they could still stay relevant. So if you want to stay relevant, then just keep up with the trends and pick the strategies that are the most relevant and stay consistent with those. So for me, it's like, I don't do Snapchat. I'm not doing as many Facebook Lives. So how do I still produce results? Because I'm picking some other strategies that work and I'm applying the same principles that we've taught you guys to those strategies. So like I was saying, it's not the strategies here. Get your head out of the strategies and focus on the core principles and apply them to 1 or 2 strategies. Okay. And if you do that, then people are gonna be wondering like, what's the secret, right? They're just gonna be messaging you thinking you're doing some like secret little thing when in reality it's just your consistency and dedication over time.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, I know he's talking about boosting a Facebook Live. I wouldn't go boosting every Facebook Live, but what I would do is, if you're gonna do a live and you specifically base it around content, giving away value, and possibly if there's some type call to action in there, like, hey guys, I'm gonna drop a link in the comment box, click on that and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If there was some type of call to action in there that would warrant, I mean, you could certainly boost it for engagement. You could boost it to get more people looking at what you're doing, but I would definitely make sure that there's some type of content, some type of value if you're gonna boost a post, especially something like a live.
Okay, Dan just says yes. Yeah, and that's gold. I think he's just talking about for the fan page. So like I said, just test it out, man. If the video starts blowing up, then scale it up to like 5, 10, 20 bucks per day. If not, then just stop the video and test out a different video. It's all about testing, right? Until you figure out which works best for you, you know? So Dan just said you have 12 new leads from the past 2 days of Facebook ads, but none of them has converted. Okay, so right there, I already know why. Usually it takes me on cold traffic from social media, usually it takes anywhere from 20 to 35 leads going through your sales funnel to make one sale, to recruit one distributor, or to make one product sale as a customer, okay? Depending on whatever sales funnel you have set up, right? So if it takes 20 to 35, that's roughly what I've seen. For new people, it might take a little more, like 30 to 50 if your sales funnel isn't as highly converting. You could either complain about that and say, well, that's not that good numbers, or you could say, okay, awesome. How do I drive more traffic so I could get 50 people seeing it per day so I can make one sale per day, right? That's all you have to do is just know your numbers on how many views, how many clicks it takes to make one sale. And then by knowing that, you know exactly how much you need to spend in paid advertising per click to make that sale, right? And then you just write it down, do simple like algebra, right? You don't have to be a mathematician for this. I dropped out of math my junior year in high school. You just run some simple addition, subtraction, maybe some multiplication on whatever you're using here, division, and then you can run through your numbers. You understand how many clicks you need, right? To get a lead based on the percentage of the conversions on your capture page, right? How many people are clicking through your thank you page to your sales page, and based on how many leads you have, how many sales did you make that day? So for me, like I was saying, 20 to 35 right there. So you just need to up your traffic, man. You need to up your leads. And if you get like, let's say 20 to 35 leads and you don't make a sale, then keep going until you get like 500 leads. And out of those 500 leads, how many sales did you make? Then run your numbers from that, right? So it's just all about just keep going until you figure it out, right? It's not like, oh, I got 50 leads and I didn't make a sale. Well, I'm going to quit now because it doesn't work. No, you keep going until you test and tweak and you figure this stuff out, you guys. Okay, so let's see here. By convert, let me kind of read this again real quick so I can explain it. What do we mean by convert? Converting is just converting views on a video to clicks to your website, to a lead on your page, to a sale in your company, okay? So converting, it's like if you think of a funnel, right? A sales funnel is just simply like a funnel you pour oil into your car, right? So you're converting that oil into fuel pretty much, into propulsion for your car to keep it running, right? So converting is transferring of energy pretty much. So energy is like a view to money, right? View to a new rep, view to a new success story, right? So if like you're converting, if you want to be thinking like, how can I turn this view, this person watching this video, into them becoming a multimillionaire traveling the world? That's converting, right? So it just depends on how you define it, really. Okay, let's see here though. See any more questions? It's a lot on here.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up, which puts us at just over the 2-hour mark.
Awesome, sweet.
To an hour, dude. We never go an hour.
I know. It's always better though.
I think once while you were in Thailand, I think the Online Sales Pro funnel one was about an hour and 10 minutes, and that was as short as we got.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally, for me though, I mean, you guys might agree or disagree, but I like longer stuff because you can go more in depth instead of just the surface level, like you regurgitated stuff of like quotes that people like post on Instagram and stuff, or you just like see these like, you got to work hard to become successful. It's like, yeah, of course you do, but like, what do I got to do in this work, right? So if we can go in depth, maybe it takes us 2 hours, of our time. Like my back's kind of hurting here, sitting a little bit. That's why you guys see me moving around. So it kind of hurts a little bit, but yeah, I know it's going to be recorded. So it's more leverage in the back end to where you guys can watch this for years down the road. So we put all our effort and energy into this, and I'm a little hungry right now too, but willing to sacrifice, to give up, to go up to help you guys so you can start succeeding in your business. So we appreciate all you for hopping on, asking all your questions. You guys definitely stay tuned. Every single week we're going to keep doing these, keep coming up with new stuff. And the more that we do this, we're just going to get more refined, and we want to have you guys on this too. So I highly recommend reaching out to Dan at the end of this, or reach out to myself, doesn't matter, and just say that you want to be on the next one. And we're going to pick like 2 or 3 people and choose a couple of you guys to come on here, share your story, and share, however much you want to share, like maybe like 5-10 minutes worth of value on some result that you've gotten and how you did it, and share with the the world on, you know, basically like your brand to help brand you guys, because this is all to help boost you up. You know, if we can leverage, and if I can leverage the following that I built, if Dan can leverage the following that he's built to help you grow yours even more, then it just helps boost you and it helps grow your business as well. So like I said, we appreciate you guys. We look forward to seeing you on next week's one. And like I always say, I look forward to seeing you on the beaches of the world too.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I'm already calling out Damon because he already said he will. So he's going to be our first victim, AKA. Congrats, man. I think it'll be awesome. So we'll pull you in at some point, and just message me or message Nick. We'll get you the links. We'll figure all that good stuff out. And I think there was one more question. Matthew just said, any more tips on being comfortable on video? Just practice. Like, that's as simple as it is, man. Just practice. Like, you go back and you watch some of Nick's first videos or some of my first videos. I mean, God, they're freaking horrible. But yeah, you just got to practice. And I get to a point now where, you know, if I'm using a tripod, or if I'm, you know, using it walking, I'm using a selfie stick or whatever it is, I just make sure that I look at the lens, and I pretend like I'm having a conversation with somebody else, somebody just right on the other side of the lens. That's it. Just having a natural conversation with somebody, but just practice. That's it.
Yeah. And I'm never fully comfortable on video. I'm still not. After how many, like, few years, it's like still uncomfortable. You know, sometimes if you take time off and you try and record a video, I'm like stuttering all over myself. It'll take like 4 or 5 takes. Like, we were trying to shoot a video last night in here and just kind of screwing up, you know what I'm saying? So practice makes progress, you know?
One of these days, I'm gonna put together an outtake reel, and I know there's other people out there that do that, but like, I have so many, like, I want to do this like 1.5 to 2 minute segment, and I'll get like 35 seconds in, and I'll just, you know, flub my words, and then I'll just start goofing off on camera, being all stupid. But I'd love to just like piece together all those outtakes, because it would probably be funny as hell.
Yeah, some people do that too. They throw them at the end of the video, and then like people watch your whole video just to see the outtakes of you like messing up.
Yeah, that'll increase your playtime.
Mm-hmm. Gold nuggets on gold nuggets. All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you. Gonna hop off, go grab some food. Look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Stay tuned, stay plugged in also for some things that are gonna be dropped for Instagram coming up. Got some awesome stuff. Like, that's really gonna help you guys blow up your pages and you know, just help you boost your following, which will grow everything else. So, and with that, signing out. Appreciate you, Dan. You know, I appreciate you for hosting all these, man. You know, you're really crushing it right now. So keep it up, my man. And we'll see you guys all at the top of the mountain, the beaches of the world, ski hills of the world, and at the bank.
All right. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for joining us. You guys rock on. Make it a great night, and we will see you next week.
All right. Peace,
Bye.
guys.